Good morning, comic book fans. Welcome back to Comics in 5 Minutes. I'm your ever-loving host, Shorty, and today we're going to review Spider-Punk. Just to give you a bit of a heads up for anyone who's watching this who doesn't really know who I am or what I talk about quite a lot, if you're fairly new to watching these videos on TikTok or whatever, this is going to be a fairly political review. So if you don't want that kind of thing, I'm going to very quickly hit some of the main points about just the comic book in general, but with the caveat, if you're going to read something with the words punk in it, in fact, if you're going to engage with any media with the word punk in it, kind of expect it's political. If not, he's not doing his job. So, things to talk about first off. Love the artwork. Absolutely brilliant. This is Justin Mason, and I'm about to give him one of the biggest compliments I can give an artist. Really reminds me of Daniel Warren Johnson in an exceptionally cool way. It is kind of rough and kind of loose, a little bit scratchy, but it perfectly complements the style of the comic book, and it looks fantastic in fight sequences, and he knows exactly where to put detail in where it matters rather than just filling the page with intricate work that doesn't add anything to it. Genuinely great looking comic book. Cody Ziegler as the writer is fantastic too. He fully embraces what's going on here. If you read the back matter, he literally tells you that he is a person of color who is a punk as well. So he had a lot going on with this comic book and a lot that he wanted to get across, and he does it fantastically. It is whip smart when you read it. The dialogue practically jumps off the page. There is no shame in anything that they're saying. They embrace a lot of punk ideology, and they do it really effectively. Okay, so that's the basics out of the way. This is a great comic book. It comes together. It reads really well and looks fantastic. Now on to the other stuff. Okay. So I've had a couple of discussions with some friends about whether or not it's kind of worthwhile putting anything punk or counterculture or anything like this when it's going to be put out by one of the largest entertainment conglomerates on the planet, who is clearly only here to make money and doesn't really give a damn about intersectionality or actually breaking down capitalism or anything like that. And I'll absolutely see the point. It is genuinely hard to think that it could make a big difference because it's going to be kind of watered down and it's going to be done for a mass market appeal because their entire point is to make money. It's the same as places like Hot Topic selling Sex Pistols shirts. Doesn't mean anything. But the big conglomerates that these companies are populated by and employ an awful lot of people who actually really do care about this kind of thing. And if they're given an opportunity to do something with that power, to reach out to that audience and have something in front of all these people that might change something, that might actually spark a few neurons and get them looking at things in a different way, or maybe just find out about a cool band, then I think it's ridiculous to expect them not to do that. Yeah, something put out by Marvel Comics, owned by Disney, that also owns Fox, is never going to be the thing that sparks a countercultural revolution. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't try. And doing it in a way which is entertaining and easy to read and a whole bunch of fun and takes interesting twists on pre-existing characters and puts them in a world which is fantastically well realized, then you might spark something, because there's a whole bunch of people out there, kids and grown-ups alike, who may never have encountered punk in their general day-to-day life. Maybe they didn't have a local venue that played this kind of music. Maybe their friends weren't really into it. Maybe they grew up in a family where that kind of stuff was frowned on, and they never had a chance to experience it. You could be 44 years old and had no idea who the Ramones were. You may not get the Danzig reference in this, but maybe you'll see something in it and think, actually, I'm going to check into this because this is really good. And that does matter. I'm not saying that this is a good comic book because it's a punk comic book. I actually would hold it to a slightly higher standard because it has the chance to do something, and it would be a waste not to do something with it. And they have done something. They've taken characters which people know and love, and they've had a lot of fun with it. For my own personal entertainment, Riri Williams is absolutely fantastic. Genuinely comes across as just already kind of hard done to, living in a world which kind of wants to stamp down on her and a lot of people who look and act like her, and absolutely refuses to do so. For the Captain America riff, you've got an Indigenous First Nations person, which is brilliant, as Captain Anarchy, who's also queer, and it's brilliant. And they never make a big deal out of it. It's just literally you see somebody kissing somebody else, and honestly, generally took me a double look to be like, oh, it's Captain Anarchy. Oh, he's gay, that's cool. It was never part of the story in terms of something which needed to be discussed and gone into detail and be dismantled. It is literally, this is a queer character. Congratulations, carry on your day. It's exactly how this kind of representation can matter, because it shouldn't be necessarily about why they're included, just that they are. And that is really important. Hence, with people of color, First Nations, Indigenous people, queer people, all that needs to be part of an intersectional punk movement. All these people are suffering one way or another under a capitalistic state, and I think giving them a voice and giving them a chance to reach out to an audience to show people who may look like them or think like them or act like them that they are welcome. And there are other people out there who are going through similar things and who really, really want to change something, and there might be a chance to do it. Might not change the world, but I really enjoyed it, and I really hope if you're lucky enough to grab a copy, you do so and you enjoy it too. That's it for me today, though. I'll be back tomorrow. Until then, look after each other, everyone. Stay safe. Bye.